Yo, my fellow Minecraft addicts. So I decided to open a 10k by 10k zombie apocalypse realm for my viewers, and I recorded what happened over 10 days. Before we get into the video, I want to give a huge shout out to 4 World Studios for creating the zombie add-on used during the video. If you want to give 4's add-on a shot yourself, check out the description below where you can find links to both his YouTube channel and his Discord server. Now, on to... The first players who entered the realm immediately faced off against the undead, and were surprised by the zombies' overwhelming strength. Those who learned to run away from the zombies rather than fight them progressed the fastest, making bases and also gathering more gear from the structures that generated within the add-on. A few teams began to form, but where some players saw cooperation as a valid option, others saw opportunity. Probably the strangest occurrence on day 1 was the worship of Steve, which I have absolutely no idea why this happened. No idea at all. By the start of the second day, the majority of players had moved away from spawn and had completed their first base. Despite the migration away from spawn, not everyone's bases were safe. Colin PH's base was raided by an unknown player overnight, most likely HunterUniverse, his base mate. This led Colin on a worldwide exodus to find a new base location. However, this ended in his death. The player known as Jesper1611 took Colin in after his death, a move that will change the course of the realm forever. Colin also befriended the player Not Ronnie, inviting him to his team. Not Ronnie, after hearing about a portion of players worshipping Steve, decided to become the anti-Steve. Other players such as TsPScott and Mad Higgs took advantage of the second day to acquire the variety of weapons available in true survival. Besides a few skirmishes and hordes of zombies, the realm was relatively peaceful until... On the third day into the zombie apocalypse, the transition from zombies being the greatest threat to players became self-evident. The player known as Shaded Flame 264 joined the anti-Steve team after killing the well-known Steve worshipper TsPScott at spawn. Colin and the other anti-Steves did not know Shaded's true intentions, however. Shaded had one goal on the realm. He just wanted to kill people. After being provided the base coords to Colin's and Jesper's base, Shaded leaked the coords to TsPScott, and then chaos ensued. After defeating Colin, Scott gave him his belongings back. However, Colin wasn't ready to accept defeat. Colin attempted to kill the traitor Shaded, but was unsuccessful. His items were destroyed by his own TNT. TsPScott established himself as the dominant force on the realm, and the anti-Steves swore revenge. On the 4th day, new members joined the realm for the first time, and others found themselves back at square one. Between the raid on Colin's base and day 4, Shaded lost all of his possessions and was back at spawn. Colin and the anti-Steves weren't ready to give up on the realm yet. They began a new base and worked to regain all they had lost. Like day 4, day 5 consisted of players going out farther into the world, looting the last remaining resources. Shaded made a new base for himself, as well as informing the world that he was there. Colin and the anti-Steves completed their latest base, equipped with a new statue of their fearless leader. TsPScott and Toasty decided to team up in pursuit of the zombie cure, only found in the treacherous Badlands. After several deaths and multiple blunders, they were successful in their pursuit and began working towards making a new society. However, all of TsPScott's and Toasty's work was about to be put to the test on the next day. Scott and Toasty both began to cure zombies using the resources they acquired in the Badlands. All was looking well for the return of civilization, until Scott looked over the horizon. Unknown to TsPScott, Colin had been tracking his location with a locator map for the last 10 minutes. Scott quickly left the game to try and hide his base location, but it was in vain. Colin managed to find Scott's new area where he was trying to remake civilization. However, he did not find his main base. That honor would go to his teammate Jesper, who found Mount Olympus right away while swinging. Colin was on the trail to someone else's base, which he believed to be TsPScott's. However, it ended up being Toasty's. Jesper only took things from Scott's chest, while Colin, on the other hand, completely demolished Toasty's base. Both Scott and Toasty lost their cured people to the raids, but this only infuriated them, driving them towards a counterattack. It is now the 7th day of the zombie apocalypse. A new group, known as The Cure, was created by the player gamertag 9202 for players looking to rebuild civilization and stay away from war. The group was the largest yet, with 6 members. Meanwhile, TsPScott had managed to create a new base for himself and Madhig, and also invited Toasty to officially join their group. On the 8th day, tensions between TsPScott and Colin were heating up once again and reaching an all-time high. Scott decided to make a trap for Colin at his old base, Mount Olympus. He rigged the mountain to blow up after a specific chest was opened. However, Colin heard the TNT and escaped the main blast. Scott could not take another failure. He decided to duel Colin on top of the ruins of his old base. Scott failed once again and fell to his death. Colin, feeling victorious, made his way back to his base. TsPScott was not done yet, however. He took a page out of Colin's book and decided to follow him with a locator map back to the location of his lair. Colin logged off, and Scott waited for the next day. TsPScott and Madhig now patiently waited for Colin to log back on to pull off their greatest attack yet. Colin then logged back on, but was not at his base. TsPScott and Madhig maintained their positions as Colin returned back home. And then they striked. Once again, TsPScott's team defeated Colin's team. But Scott was tired of war, which leads us to... On the final day, TsPScott announced on the Realm's Discord server his intentions to draft a realm-wide peace treaty, and surprisingly, Colin accepted. The ceremony was held on top of the ruins of Spawn. The players present at the signing were TsPScott, NewfieKidd, gamertag of the Cure team, Madhig, Colin PH of the Anti-Steves, and finally, Shaded Flame. The treaty was signed by all the attending players. However, a small addition was added to the treaty by a player with a very specific goal on the realm. A realm so close to peace surrendered to anarchy. New alliances were formed, but overarching peace was never established. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed watching it as much as I had fun making it. If so, I hope you'll leave a like. That shows me that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing and also want to see more of it in the future. All right, in the words of the great Arnold Schwarzenegger, hasta la vista, baby.